Okay, grade 11s lena i-investigation yenu ye-trigonometry asivele sende 1.1. So 1.1 bathi bafuna i-coordinate ya p prime, which is this one here, if i-reflection or i-symmetry ka p. Okay, so if you look at these 2 points, you will agree with me that the y value is the same there. Okay, so the first value that we have, and we were given the y value of p, which is 1. All right, and then you will also agree with me, would say from here to here, this distance is the same as this distance. The only difference is the sign. This one is negative, that one is positive. All right. So 1.2, they want you to write sine theta, cos theta, and tangent theta. The thing that you need to know before you proceed with this formula is this one right here. Okay, sine theta is going to be equal to y over h, and then cos theta is going to be equal to x over h, but then tan theta is going to be y over x. This is all that you need to apply here. Let's apply it. So this one is going to be equal to y over h. If we're using this point, your value of y is going to be 1. And then your hypotenuse, which is the longest side, which is this one, we were given that is the radius is 2. And then when it comes to cos, your value of x is going to be root 3 over 2, as your 2 is your radius, your hypotenuse. And then your value of y is going to be 1, and then your value of x is going to be root 3. So now they're saying they want us to use the point P, which is this one. So the angle now is no longer theta. Last time we were using theta, it was this one. But now the angle is this one, 180 minus, and we're using point P. So sine of that angle is going to be y over h, and then your y is 1. And then your hypotenuse is 2. And then for cos, your x value is negative root 3. And then your radius is the same as 2, which is your hypotenuse. And then for tangent, you have your y value as 1. And then you have your x value as negative root 3. Okay, 1.4. Okay, so they're asking you that in general, if I have something like this, will I get a negative or a positive? So according to this here, I must be even equal to here. My answer was positive. So I'm gonna have this, I will circle this. Let me use a different pen to circle. I will circle this one. And then for cos, what I got for cos was a negative answer. Okay, so this is the correct one. And then for tangent also I got a negative 1, and then I will take this one. Right. So they are saying that we should also find this value of p. It has moved now. It's no longer the same as before. So if you look again, you will notice that the x value from here to here is going to be the same as from here to there. The only difference now is still the sign of the x value. This one is negative, that one was positive. Okay, so what about the y value? The y value now has shifted from here to there, but the only difference now between these two is the sign also. Now is going to be negative 1. It's no longer going to be positive 1 because it falls under the negative portion of our Cartesian plane. So same thing, your sine, so this one is going to be the same as the last one because we're still using the same point, guys. So for those ones who didn't get it last time, so this point is root 3 over 1, and then this one is 2 there. So here you're going to have 1 over 2 because sine is defined using this one here. Alright, and then now we're going to do cos, and then we're going to do tan. So cos is going to be your x value, which is root 3 over 2. We are using this point, okay? And then for tangent, we are going to have y over x. Okay, that's it. And then now they want you to do for this one here. Alright, we will do the same thing, which is 180 plus. 180 plus is this one as they have defined it for you. So y for that point is going to be -1, and then your radius is going to be 2. And then for cos, your x value is going to be that, and then for tangent, your y value is like that, and then your other value is going to be, your x value I mean, is going to be root 3. So this one you can see that it's going to be 1 over root 3 because these two are going to cancel each other out. Okay, so now they want you to circle the correct answer based on what you got up there. So when I was using 1.3, I got that my answer was negative, and then here for cos also my answer was negative, but then for tangent I got that my answer will be positive. Alright, okay, so same thing, they want the point of P. Can you get P? You can see that the y value is the same, just that they are in different positions now, and then it is obvious with the x value. Okay, so my point P prime is going to be root 3 is to -1. Okay, so now they're saying I should write down, it's still going to be the same values, guys, as before. They want 360 minus, which is this one here. Do not be confused by this, just continue doing what you know best, which is this one that I've shown you here. So you're gonna have your sine as y over the hypotenuse, which is 2. Your y based on this point here, we have defined the point here. This is my y, this is my x. Your y is going to be -1 over 2. The 2 is your hypotenuse, it's your radius, okay? And then for x is going to be the same thing for cos theta. I mean, sorry about that. It's going to be your root 3, the sine of sine. Okay, so we got sine here to be negative, so the correct answer will be this one. And then here we got cos to be positive, yeah, and then we got sine to be negative root 3. So we're gonna circle the correct ones there. So now we are investigating negative angles. Okay, so this point here, as you might have noticed up until now, it is the same point as before. Okay, so just that now we're measuring the angle negative, is starting from here to here. We're not starting from this side going all around to there. Okay, now point P, as I have written it there, is going to be that. So for this one, guys, you now know it's like this, and you know how we got that, right? And then now we're using this. Okay, so we want to know what is gonna happen to that one. Is going to be -1 over 2, and then cos is going to be is going to be root 3 over 2. And then tangent is going to be negative 1 over root 3. Okay, so we are not concerned with the angle. I know most of you are going to be confused. What about the angle? No. Remember the definition that I gave you. Just use those definitions. You will get what they are looking for. Okay. So they are saying now what to do. You cycle the correct answer. I will cycle this one is my correct answer because I got that sign was negative, and then I got that cos was positive here, and then I got that tangent was negative. They are saying that it is possible that an angle can be greater than 360 on a Cartesian plane. Okay, so you are going to be on quadrant number 1. On quadrant number 1, you always get a positive sign. It's gonna always be positive. Same thing with cos, is always gonna be positive on quadrant number 1, and then tangent is gonna be positive. Okay, so they said we must use the result that we got on 1.2. 1.2, you see, it was positive, positive, positive. We are done with that one. Let's continue. So now they are saying they've given us this and point P. So they are saying we should, if P prime is the reflection of P in the line, y is equals to x, then I need you guys to pay attention on this one. Then P of x is to y there will become this one. Okay, so we were told that our P is root 3 is to 1. Alright, this is our P, and then our P prime is defined as we need to swipe these two values. So if we swipe them, we're gonna have this. Why did I swipe them? Because they told me here that the line y is equals to x will take the y value and make it the x value, and take the x value and make it the y value to give me P prime. So that is what I did. So my P prime lapana. Now write down the values. Okay, so uma ngabe ngisebenzisa leli point leli la P, I'm gonna have this, and then I'm also gonna have that. Right. So we're using this point now, like P prime. So if I'm using P prime, I am gonna have my y as root 3. It's gonna be that one, and then here I'm gonna have my x as 1 over 2. Okay, so I was using this point. This is x, this is y. All right. So now they are saying you should cycle the correct answer there. So what I got was that this one so now wait a minute, this from 1.1 I was getting sine. This looks like a sine to me, sine theta. And then this one was my cos theta. So this is why here the correct answer that you're going to choose is going to be cos theta. When you do this, it changed from sine to cos, and then when you do the cos, it changed from cos to sine. So the sine plus or minus didn't change. Okay, 7.1. So they've given you the definition now that P, if P is this, you only swipe the values and then change the first one, the sign of the first one. So my value of P, as I am given there, my value of P prime is going to be this one, -1. As you can see here, there's a negative sign, is 2. And then my value of x is √3. That's my p prime. And then they're saying if I'm using this point of p, I'm going to get 1/2, and then I'm going to get √3/2. You're now used to that. I need to explain what the kuphume. So now I'm using p prime. Remember our definition, guys, our definition. Okay, so your value of y here is going to be this one. So I'm going to have √3/2, and then my value of x is going to be -1/2. Alright, so here you can clearly see that this one became cos, didn't change the sign, just became cos. And then this one, it became sine, but a negative sign. Okay, based on this. Alright, you see this is sine, and then here sign has changed the sign, plus or minus. Now it's minus, it was plus before. Okay, let's continue. So here they are explaining to you what cofunctions does. It's important to just read that. So they say now complete the summary of all the reduction formulas found in previous sections, guys. You know this one is going to be sine theta, it's going to be positive. So this one is going to be negative cos theta. You can just go and check here. From here, guys, you see this one is negative, which was the negative cos theta, and then we're going to have negative tan theta, and then we had sine theta. Okay, so we're going to do all of, actually question 8 is just a summary of what we have done so far since we started. So on question 9, they've given you an example here of cos 120. They are saying this is on quadrant number 2, and then on section 8 they have demonstrated what happens with this there. Okay, and then what about this one, cos 513? Oh no. So 9.5, you have cos 513. Okay, so you're going to have cos 360 plus 153. Okay, so now we look at 360 plus. 360 plus is going to take us to quadrant number 1, and on quadrant number 1 we do not have negatives. All the functions, the trigonometric ratios, they are all positive. Okay, so it means we are going to have cos of 153. However, though we reduce this is not an acute angle. Remember, an acute angle is an angle between 0 and 90. So there's some work to be done. So I will have 180 minus 27. So I'm going to get cos 180 minus is on quadrant number 2. On quadrant number 2, this one is going to be negative. Okay, so this is going to be my answer. However, you can also On this one, you can also have 90 plus 63. So 90 plus 63 will give you 153. And 90 plus is going to take you to quadrant number 2. Okay, so on quadrant number 2, cos is negative. However, 90 is a cofunction. It changes this one here. So we're going to have sine of 63. Alright, so if you take your calculator and say negative sine 63, you are going to get, on this one, you are going to get negative 0.891. And then if you take a calculator and do negative cos 27, you are going to get negative 0.891, which basically means this is the same thing. It's up to you which one you use. It's the same answer. Okay. So sine 55. So as we said before, this is a negative angle. If it's a negative angle, then you can measure it. You can take out the negative sign for this one. Is going to be sine 55. Okay, so this is your correct answer. It's your acute angle. Right, you can come here and you will see that indeed sine is negative on quadrant number 4. Okay, and then they also did another one for cos on 9.7. Okay, so here for cos you are going to have your answer as cos 20. It is not negative because this one will take you to quadrant number 4. Quadrant number 4 cos is always positive. So basically all you need to know is this, guys. This quadrant chart. If you know this quadrant chart, you know everything. So 10.1, they've given us sine 210. They said that we should write this as a positive acute angle using reduction formulas. Okay, so this one could be rewritten as, we can rewrite this as, you say 210 minus 180. You get a 30. So this one is going to be sine 180 plus 30. And then this one is going to be 180 plus, is going to be quadrant number 2. On quadrant number 2, sine is always positive. Okay, so sine 30 is 1 over 2. So your answer there is going to be 1 over 2. Okay, 10.2, you have tangent 135. This one is going to be tangent, let's say 180 minus 135. So I'm going to get 180 minus 45. This one will give me 180 minus 45 will give me this one, right? 180 minus is going to take me to quadrant number 3. On quadrant number 3, 10 is always positive. So 1045 is equal to 1. So my answer is 1 there. Right. This is not the last question, guys. I thought it was the last question. Okay, let's continue. 150. So 10.3. So do not mind this squared here, guys. Do what you have been doing and what you know. So you're gonna have cos, do this of 150 and then put the squared there so that it looks familiar, you know what you're doing now. You can deal with this first. Okay. Now you're going to have cos 180 plus 30. Sorry, 180 minus 30. 180 minus 30 is going to give me 150. Okay. So 180 minus is going to take me to quadrant number 2. On quadrant number 2, cos is negative. So I'm going to have negative cos 30 all squared. Alright, so I'm going to have cos 30. This one is root 3 over 2. It's a root 3 over 2, and then it is all squared. So to expand this, I'm going to have this which will give me these two negative are going to cancel, and then this one is going to be 3 over 4, because when you multiply these two, this one and this one, you're just gonna get this, and then this one and this one, you will get that. All right. Ten 10.4. We have tangent. So now we are given, I think this is a 600. Yeah, it's sine 600. So this is quadrant number 4. On quadrant number 4, the tangent is negative 10. Okay. So here you are going to have 360 minus 600. What do you get? Or let's say 600 minus 360. So I'm getting 240. This is not an acute angle, but let's just write it down. So I'm gonna have 360 plus 240. So 360 plus is going to take me to quadrant number 1. So on quadrant number 1, everything is positive. Okay. So now I'm still gonna have this multiplied by here, and I can say 180. Let me say 240 minus 180. I'm gonna get 60. So I'm gonna have sine 180 plus 60. This is gonna give me that angle there. So I didn't change anything. So this is going to take me to quadrant number 3. On quadrant number 3, sine is negative. So I'm gonna be left with 60. So according to this there, tan 60 is equal to root 3, and I put the negative there. And then negative sine 60 is going to be root 3 over 2. But there's this negative there. So the two negatives, they are going to cancel. And then root 3 times root 3 over 2 is going to be 3 over 2. Okay. 11.1. On quadrant number 3, you are going to get your cos as negative. Okay. And then again cos, this one 180 minus, going to take on quadrant number 2. On quadrant number 2, cos is also negative. So basically your answer here is a 1. On 11.2, 180 plus is going to take you to quadrant number 3. Quadrant number 3 sine is going to be negative. And then cos is 180 minus, that is quadrant number 2. And then on quadrant number 2, you know that cos is negative. And then cos is going to be negative in quadrant number 3. And then sine is going to be positive on quadrant number 2. Alright, so you can see that this one will cancel that one, and then this one will cancel that one. So you're going to be left with negative 1. Okay, because the signs, this one will cancel that one. Whichever, the sign doesn't matter which one will cancel anyway. And then 11.3. 360 minus, this is going to be quadrant number 4. On quadrant number 4, the tangent is negative. Okay. And then cos 180 plus, this is quadrant number 3. On quadrant number 3, cos is negative. (360 minus) is quadrant number 4. On quadrant number 4, cos is positive. And then you have a minus here. Cos 180 plus, this is quadrant number 3. On quadrant number 3, as you've guessed it now. Okay, so here you need to have your brackets. Because I put a dot there, it means multiply, but the brackets just makes it easier for everyone to see what's happening. So here you are going to have negative tan theta, negative cos theta. I want to deal with the bottom one first. It's going to be positive, so you're going to have 2 cos theta. All right. And then you can see that your cos will cancel with that one, and then your final answer is going to be this negative will times that negative is going to be 10 liter over 2. Alright. Okay, the last one, 11.4. So sine 360 minus 360 minus is on quadrant number 4, and on quadrant number 4 sine is negative. And then sine 90 plus is, will take you to quadrant number 2. On quadrant number 2 sine is positive, but because it's a 90 we change the function from sine to cos. Okay, and then it's going to be the same thing with cos 90 minus will take you on quadrant number 1. Cos is positive on quadrant number 1, but because it's a 90 you change the function from cos to sine. Right, so cos 360 minus will take you to quadrant number 4, and on quadrant number 4 cos is going to be nothing but positive. So these two will cancel out, and then you're gonna be left with a good negative one. Right.